In this episode of the Lisbon Sessions, David Russell meets with Noel Shannon to discuss origination and the Santa Marta site.
Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Lisbon Sessions. We're on tour today again in my home city, the glorious capital of Scotland, Edinburgh. Noel Shannon has flown in to join me for a summit, for a nice discussion meeting, so I thought I'll grab him, take him out onto the beautiful Melville Street Boulevard, double width, so in the olden days they could do U-turns in their horse and carts.
Wow.
Very fancy.
Wow.
Now it's mainly cycle lanes and taxis driving too fast.
Okay.
Noel, let's crack on to things. You are the head of origination for the New Frontiers Fund. You basically select the projects that go to the investment committee for approval to be invested in by the fund. First of all, our major holding, our flagship holding, Santa Marta. How is that going?
Yeah, that's our main job, to select the projects that we think have the best prospect for the future. Santa Marta is it's doing fine. It's a very large project. It's 200 megawatts, as you know.
So that'll be one of the biggest in Portugal once it's built out, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah, one of the biggest. And it's on great land, it's on flat land. But it's
so suitable for wind?
Yeah, it's very, I mean, we can add wind to it and batteries, which is the storage, which is the future to get a complete renewable setup. So it's a fantastic site. It's doing really well. I mean, the Accordo list determines when you're going to get grid, and it's on the Accordo list.
When do you think we should be selling that, selling the shares, exiting?
Well, we should do that sometime next year, because we should have grid confirmed in the next quarter or two.
Okay.
You know. So, it's impossible to know exactly, because the political situation sometimes determines.
Yeah, there's a wee bit of fluctuation.
Yeah.
So in terms
but we're definitely going to get grid, and once we have grid, then it goes up in value, and we can put it on the market. I would hope sometime next year.
Fantastic. In terms of your origination oversight and the metrics you tend to look at, obviously it's a Accordo list.
Yeah, for the first and foremost.
You were saying earlier about rural land being insensitive because of environmental approval, so they tend to get approved a bit quicker.
Yeah, if it's rural land and if it's large enough, they tend to give a buy or a pass on the environmental approval, so it happens much easier.
So it's a big advantage.
It's a big advantage if you have a large.
And you mentioned flat land with Santa Marta. So again, if it's flat as well, it's sort of double bubble with the potential of wind turbines.
Exactly. We'd like to think that we can add wind and batteries to every site. So flat land, as you know, you're going to get more wind.
And you can turn it on at night. It's a 24-hour site. Really.
Exactly. Yeah.
So on this glorious day in Edinburgh, you're pretty positive about the future of solar energy in Portugal.
Well, even though you produce a lot of power here in Portugal, in Edinburgh, on a beautiful day like this, you actually produce double that amount in Portugal.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's extraordinary.
And it's very nice as well. It's a cracking city. Noel, thanks so much for your appearance. We'll tap into more of your pearls of wisdom for another episode of the Lisbon Sessions on tour in beautiful Edinburgh.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks so much.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Cheers, everybody.